We're live right here on YouTube. Guys, we appreciate you stopping by the show. And we got a special guest here with us today. Let's take a look at this. Hey, what's up?
Birge, how you doing, bud?
I appreciate y'all inviting me down
Yes,
for this
sir.
show today.
Yeah, we're going to have a good time. We always do. I'm just listening to the sound and stuff. I always get this stuff started. So if you guys are stumbling across our page, Big Matt, Diamond Dean, and there's a guest, Benton Birge, Northwest Georgia High School football and FYN sports reporter. He does podcasts and stuff. They were just on the other day. Some of his other groups was on today. I shared that over on the page. Now today, of course, we're going to do Dean's Summer of Greats from Sandrock. And I got some QB power rankings list.
Yeah.
Going to go through.
forward
And I even got some the receivers that they're going to be catching the ball from those QBs. So without any further ado, we'll just take off and get started right here. Tell us a little bit about yourself, Ben. Kind of introduce yourself to our audience.
I'm a graduate of Chattooga High School, actually. Diamond Dean there, he coached me in middle school football.
Yeah, that was a long time ago. What 2004?
That's when I went. Yeah, that's when I went to high school. I graduated in 08 from Chattooga, and met up a few years ago with a guy named Lawrence Morgan, which is who I refer to as Mr. Northwest Georgia football, and. He's doing a great thing, just trying to get kids that would not ordinarily get publicity playing high school football out there. And he started his Twitter page and website and everything, and it's grew over the last couple of years to, I was telling Big Matt, over 18,000 followers today. So
Wow,
That's a pretty big deal.
how long did you say y'all been doing it?
just a few years, I think 4 years is when
18,000.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, guys, if you want to know about Northwest Georgia football, now for us being over here on this part of the county, Coosa, Almerchi, Cedartown, we kind of follow them, Rockmart, Calhoun. So we'd like to keep up with them. And of course, Chattooga, Dean
Right,
coaches
yeah.
up there. Follow him. You can find it at
B Birge, or you can also find the major website at Northwest Georgia Football. You can't miss it.
Okay.
Yeah.
He'll be posting, it's nonstop, putting information on the kids out there. And also, I took on an endeavor last year that I'd never done before. I started writing basically reports for Chattooga's high school. I write for a team FYN Sports.
Yep.
They're originally out of North Carolina. They're branching into Georgia. We've got a good many counties in the state of Georgia now. So
you just report on Chattooga?
yeah. As far as that goes, that's kind of a separate gig. And then with Northwest Georgia football, we do the Northwest Georgia High School football scoreboard. Normally starts between 10:30 and 11 on Friday nights. We talk about the games that we went to, or games we heard about. Watch highlights if we can, get them that night. And sometimes you can get them pretty quickly, but we started doing that last year, and it's really been good. And people can go back and, if you're not up 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock like we are, you can go back the next day and you can see all your, your local scores, and we try to post them on there. So
How long are y'all on Friday?
at least an hour normally, sometimes longer. As long as there's game scores coming in, there's something to talk about.
Right.
One of the things that we like to do is communicate with the public. So you go on our page, and if you have comments, we'll post your comment, post your score report. If you were at a game and you want to talk about the game you've been to, message us on there live, and we can send you a link.
Right.
And you can, you don't have to put your face on live. You can block the camera, but you can talk to us if you want.
It sounds kind of like what we got here with WQSB. Have you ever listened to that?
Sometimes, yeah, I have before.
Now they're on longer, and they report scores. Y'all just do Northwest Georgia scores, right?
Mainly.
They do
Unless
them
there's something
from
that
all
just
across the
jumps out
state.
at us.
Yeah. But it's kind of the same family there. Same thing.
We're trying to push more activity from the crowd. We want more people to come on, and we've had coaches on. Last year we had a few coaches come on from their after the game from their locker rooms, which is pretty awesome, to have the coach be willing to do that.
And,
hopefully we'll get some more of those this year.
Cover 46 teams? I heard him say that.
At least.
Wow.
Yeah, so if there's anything y'all need to know about Northwest Georgia, and it's not just Northwest Georgia, for example, it could be teams from around the middle of Georgia, South Georgia, but mainly they kind of cover that Northwest part. But teams that they may be playing that are from the South or something, they're going to talk about them too, talk about their players, break down the game. It's really intuitive. So if you enjoy that part of the country, and we do, like I said, we try to talk about
Yeah, we've
from
been to some
Calhoun
games there, a good bit.
to Cedartown.
And sometimes we line up and you got those cross border matchups. I know in the preseason, Tryon will be down here at Cherokee County, and I'll be down here. I'll be down here watching that game.
Yeah, we'll be here.
Chattooga will be at Fort Payne, Alabama. So I don't know if that's in y'all's area, but it's in North Alabama. So.
Center plays, they'll be playing them.
They play model.
Yep.
too.
Dade County, North Sand Mountain.
That should be a big, interesting matchup. There's a lot of games we're looking to see how teams match up, from different regions, totally different regions in Georgia this year. So.
Well, now one year we went and Piedmont and Rockmart played. You remember that? And then we went and watched Piedmont and Cedartown play, and Center and Rockmart played before that. Those games counted.
Two games.
That's awesome. I think,
Two
I'd love to
games.
see that.
And that one night,
And one night.
yeah, it was.
And started at 5, 4:30.
Yeah.
It's great.
It was year after Chubb left.
Yes.
Everybody still had their Chubb jerseys on.
Now Rockmart won, but it was a great Rockmart team.
Yeah.
Center went 10-3 that year, and I'm pretty sure that's that same team that had I don't know. They had the boy that plays at Liberty, Tyron Dupree.
Yeah.
Has some good receivers. And Piedmont beat Cedartown right at the end.
Yeah, it was a good game.
Right.
Didn't somebody got hurt or something happened? I remember. But the atmosphere from the Georgia-Alabama line, because they're so close, it turns out to be good football.
Then the next year, we went to Cedartown, and Piedmont and Rockmart played. And Cedartown played somebody, but it wasn't a team from here. It was a team from Georgia. I cannot remember who it was, though. And we went to that, and that was pretty awesome. Kickoff Classic.
Yeah, I love those type of things. I mean, when you say Kickoff Classic, that makes me think of the Corky Kale and the different things they're doing down there in Rome, man.
Yeah.
I don't know what you got going on those days, but I think they're playing like during the week, maybe Thursday, Friday, Saturday, man. There's going to be some extreme football.
Really?
Some good football.
You know the dates on them?
I'd have to look it up.
We'll get it out of the show.
Look it up,
We'll post it. We'll post it on our page.
There's going to be some loaded football. I know that's going to
Really?
be. Rome's going to be in it, and they're playing another one of those big schools in Corky Kells.
We went and seen, what was that? We went and we seen the Troop. They were playing, who was they playing that night? Me and you and Marcus. We went.
Troop. Yes, Troop.
Where was we at?
Cedartown.
Cedartown.
Yeah.
Hey, a band.
Hey, you didn't even go get nothing to eat at halftime.
They go on two big stages. They meet them together in the middle of the field. Him and Marcus took off to go get hot chocolate or something. So as I'm going up the steps, I'm a music guy. I like music. So I hear them start to play. So I stop and go back down. They play the Beatles.
No, yeah, it was good.
Michael Jackson. It's just a fantastic show. They set up drums, guitars, bass players.
Well, Troop County's loaded. The whole county's loaded with talent. That's where Tank Bigsby's from and several others. And I know what it was, guys. They swapped it up. Piedmont and Rockmart played one year, and Center and Cedartown played, and they just flip-flopped it.
Oh, okay.
Then Piedmont played Cedartown, and Center played Rockmart.
Yeah.
They just flip-flopped it.
Those dates on the Corky Cal are August 17th, 18th, 19th, and 20th.
August.
And the games in Rome are on Friday the 19th of August.
Who have some games there?
Cass and Kennesaw Mountain, and then Rome is going up against Creekside.
Creekside, ironically, is where Mr. Hester's from.
Oh, really? And you will be able to see all those games, I think, live on the Georgia High School website. I think it's whoever's covering that. let's see, Peachtree TV out of Atlantis.
Okay. Peachtree TV guys, August the 19th, Ron will be playing Creekside.
Yeah.
So, and then the 17th, 18th, and 19th, where's it going to be?
It mixes up the Wednesday nights at Johns Creek and then at West Versailles. And the last games on Saturdays in Mercedes-Benz.
Wow.
Yeah. So.
Just kind of a kickoff classic. Are any of these games count?
Yeah, this is regular season.
Oh, okay.
Starting
Okay.
the season games. Yeah.
All right. They're starting a little earlier this year, aren't they? Or has everybody got an
That's
open
the
week?
first week of the season. The first week of the season is I believe the 19th as well.
See, I usually thought it was the 26th.
The 19th is the first week of the season.
Kind of start the week before,
Yeah.
get
Yeah.
things going.
Yeah, that's
Wow.
still a little hot if you ask me. But
Yeah.
We'll say this, guys, if you're not sure what you need to do, if you like what you see, and you run across this page, we cover our local teams here for Cherokee County, but we're also cover mostly a lot of college football, and we're going to be in line with Primetime Sports Network there on Twitter through Jacob Daves. He set this up, reached out to me, and we've talked, and he's added a lot of members to this page on Twitter. So you can go at Big Matt 1977, and you can follow me over there, and we're part of that network. But all you got to do is subscribe. Now, we have over 2,000 followers on Facebook. We have almost 1,000 or so on Instagram. And our side notes page, which we've created for kind of community to sell, show pictures or show schedules for whatever, wrestling, soccer, whatever things we can't get to. Subscribe to the page. We've marked up to 200. I remember when, gosh, we didn't even have like 4 or 5 followers, which is us, our family.
Yeah.
So, we keep moving up, but if you can get to 1,000 subscribers, it gives me different tools that I can use on my YouTube that we can do to help promote the show, the county, and the kids, and our great coaches. Oh, speaking of great coaches, Coach Howard, they named the field after him over here.
Right.
So that's really exciting, very well deserving.
Yeah,
To Coach Howard, shout out to Coach Jason Howard over at Spring Garden. Guys, if you're not from here, maybe you don't know, just 180. I mean, the football program just
definitely.
really flourished. Got kids excited about football, bringing in kids over there. People's, want to come play over there now.
Oh, yeah.
So hats off to him and his staff. He has a great staff over there.
He does. They have a good team.
So
It seemed like I've watched them play at least once every year.
Yeah, they usually do good. Well,
Finding it maybe in the playoffs or somewhere,
yeah, they're going to be back down to 1A this year.
Yeah.
But they're going to be in with the region with Wadley. So
Okay.
Who played for it last year? What they did. Didn't win, but they played for the championship.
Yeah.
be a tough region for them. But we like them. We like their chances. All right, let me switch gears. You're off. Okay. All right. Things. I think we got the sound going and everything sounds pretty good. So I'll share this part. And I told Benton before we came on. I said I've got a list here of Georgia players that I kind of felt like was. Let's see what we got here. Georgia QBs. This could be in lead list. Now, guys, notice I said could be. So
He can tell us if it is.
Yeah, I'm gonna let him. Let me get my pen ready to scratch these off in case I don't know what I'm talking about. South Baldwin, Casey Wiseman, senior, passed over 2,000 yards, had 289 rushing. Is that a check mark?
Yeah.
Keep
He
him.
would be on
2,000 passing. Now, what class is South Paulding?
They would be in 6A, I believe.
Oh, gosh. So that's tough competition.
Yeah, he actually plays with Jamarian Wilcox, which is that other is the big time running back out of South Paulding as well.
Wilcox. Okay. All right. From Rome, Reese Fontaine Jr. Is that? Yes. No.
Yeah, Reese Fountain.
Fountain. Sorry, I said Fontaine.
My
Sorry about
Fontaine's
that.
a cool name.
Mr. Fountain, maybe you want to change it to Fontaine. Maybe get more girls that way.
Fontaine's pretty smooth.
Reese is a good player. He's got a lot of skill around him.
Fountain.
I watched a little bit of this spring. They did like a little inter squad or whatever. And it looks like he's moving his feet well, getting the ball out. He's gonna garner.
He's the real deal.
He's a good player.
Well, now is and it's not a sore spot. We're both from Chattooga, but Chattooga's star transferred to Rome.
Yeah.
Nick Hester, will he be throwing? Will he obviously be one of their receivers?
I mean, you would think. One would think. As athletic
as good as he was.
But,
Yeah.
I mean, they got a lot of talent. So I mean, we'll see if he's playing receiver or
Defensive
DB
back.
or, he'll be in one of those spots.
He's excellent DB, but he's also a good receiver.
So we're breaking this down, and Benton is giving the knowledge of saying,
Right.
yes, that's good, or no, that's bad. Okay.
Well, he's got to say yes on all of them. He can't say, no, that guy.
I don't know about
But
that. What about Rockmart's J.D. Davis Jr., 950 passing, had 500 rushing?
wow, that's a good number.
Yeah, he's one of those that can get outside the pocket and hurt you. He can move the ball on the ground or through the air. So.
Well,
Yes.
I didn't even say Mr. Fountain had
Yeah, how many
2,300 passing.
Wow.
Just a few, not a lot of rushes. So obviously this kid throws the ball.
is
He's gonna chunk it.
Davis better than Watley? No. You remember the Watley was good there?
Man, that's a tough comparison. I don't want to put him on the spot like that.
Yeah, I'm just saying Watley was excellent. I mean,
comparable for sure.
The kid from over at Darrisville, Jonathan. I ain't gonna try to butcher that last name.
Gal.
Go. Yeah.
Okay.
He's a returning starter. He's got a lot of weapons. He's got Chris Roper out there and a couple other guys. Darrisville is going to be. I would say Darrisville's going to win that region. He's going to be successful.
Well, I heard y'all say that. Said they had a lot of players back. Obviously, their quarterbacks back.
He threw for 1,200 yards passing, and he rushed for about 280. Next, of course, I know this is a check. I'm going to check him. The Townsend kid, junior. He's a new starter. Says to be. He's going to be Calhoun. Are they going to get him back to the ship, or
I don't think you play at Cal. I mean, I'm not meaning to take. You don't play quarterback at Calhoun unless you're good, right?
I would say that yes, you're exactly right.
I mean, you're not even going to get a shot at it.
I mean, you got to be able to you got to be able to move the ball down the field. I mean, he's got.
Now, he's a new starter. That's right. Now,
He will be a new starter.
This is what I read. I want to make sure I'm reading that right. So
He
last
will be a
year,
new starter.
obviously somebody graduated, which I don't know about. So.
Who was their quarterback last year?
I couldn't.
They've had so many great ones.
All right. Now the guy from Dalton, Parker McLaurin, MCCLURG.
I hear a lot about him. I've not
Senior.
seen him play.
6'4", 280.
Boy, he's huge.
Yeah.
The Catamounts. There are 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7-5A, I guess. This Georgia stuff, man.
I thought they were six. They're 5A.
Yeah, I believe.
And they always open up with Calhoun.
They're in the same region as Calhoun and Cartersville.
So Dalton, this kid, Parker McClung.
Now, what position? He's a lineman, right?
No, all these are quarterbacks.
Oh, okay. 6'4", 280?
Yeah, 200.
Oh, I thought it said
You
280.
gotta get his
I'm
license.
getting to where I can't see good.
I can't say. I'm blind. Pepperell's Matthew Waddle, senior, 1,400 yards passing, 300 yards rushing.
Wow.
So how's Matthew be out there for the Dragons?
He's been a good player. He's got DJ Rogers who
Who we said had 3,500.
career yards. Yeah, and then I have heard, I don't know if I should go on the record for this, but I have heard that it's possible that he's not playing football this year. I've heard rumors that he's
Breaking news. That's
he's
why
such a-
hit the subscribe button.
he's such a
1,800 yards offense, and he's not going to play.
well. I hear he's
He's
such
a
a
wrestler.
good talent, a wrestler.
Wrestling.
I hear he's focused on wrestling.
So that's where
Well,
he's
just-
probably going to play, going to college for wrestling.
I would assume, yeah. Now, that's just hearsay, so I can't.
Don't know for sure till probably next week if you're around campus up there at Pepperell. I'm sure somebody would know if you see him out there or not, or if he's been workouts or.
Yeah,
Well, they have
somebody will know.
him and Rogers. They'll be pretty tough.
Yeah.
He's a senior, man. He's a senior. He threw 1,400 yards last year. So I think he's pretty good. Now out at Trine, Cade Smith, sophomore, 785 passing, 7 touchdowns.
We'll only get better.
Young.
Yeah.
Sounds
Yeah,
young, but
just a sophomore.
Big arm,
pretty
move
good.
around, good player. He's
Big
gonna be a
kid?
real good. No, not a super big kid,
Just a normal 6'1",
but I mean,
200
yeah, but
for Georgia, 6'4", 280.
16-year-old,
315.
15 or 60, whatever he is, sophomore,
Bench is
Did
315.
he was their quarterback last year?
half through the season, yeah, they went to him. Pretty sure the
Okay.
second half of the season they they had him at quarterback.
Well, now they mostly lived off that running back. Where did he end up going? Rock.
Saw State.
Okay. He was excellent. What he had, 2,700 yards, 26.
Yeah,
Those big guys.
something big.
People ask us all the time. They say, Dean, why are you one of those culture son of a guns? How do you just become upon this wealth of knowledge and walk around town with all this fantastic high school football stuff? We don't cover Georgia football athletics really. You just research. I read on this for
It
about,
don't even take long.
it took me about an hour, and I just read through some stuff that this guy here and his team had put together, and I come up with this.
That's
I
good.
mean, you just got to study a little bit and read through some of the lines. And there's some more guys that I missed, but I just want to do some of the teams kind of here.
I think
That's a pretty good list.
Yep.
I would be slapped on the hand if I didn't mention Seth Griffin at North Murray. If you pull up his yards, I think he was over 2,000 yard passing last year.
Which is the same place McConkey was the
Exactly.
quarterback.
Yeah.
Got a visitor.
Jack had to go out and get a drink of water or something.
He's one of our field reporters.
Yes. All right, Jack, tell us what you learned.
Breaking news.
He come back and have a bunch of stats with it in his mouth.
Better than Lassie. So what else is, some more stuff you'd like to throw in about, some of the teams from the area up there and teams you want to brag on? I mean, this is, you're the guy, it's your show, man.
When I get a chance to, especially this year, when I get a chance to speak, I got to make mention that, state of Georgia, reclassified this year,
Okay.
which in my opinion, one of the biggest things that happened is Chattooga has moved down to that 1A
That is big.
classification.
That's huge.
And they're in the same region with Tribe. There's been a lot of things going on as of the last 40 years. But one
Haven't
thing,
played much, have they?
But again, they hadn't played since 1971. I think.
Oh, yeah.
70 or 71.
Well, without getting too much into detail, did a big fight break out in 71?
Man, I wasn't there. I wasn't even born yet.
My mom
Right.
graduated high
I
school.
mean, I can never get the skinny. There's some stories you never get the real story
The real
on.
story, yeah.
And I've never heard. Nobody's ever told me.
I mean, you would
what happened.
imagine there was issues like that. I've heard, I've heard the egg and the flat tire. I've heard all kind of things like that. All kind of sorts. Well, hopefully we're long past that, and it's going to be a huge money maker for both schools. I mean, there'll be over 2,000 people there for.
Wow.
I guarantee you it will be. It'll be huge.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
And
When is it?
it's in October. I'd have to look and
Okay.
see the exact date, but
Might
it's,
have to. One of us try to
Yeah,
make
go,
that.
go there to Northwest Georgia High School Scoreboard. You can find them on Facebook or wherever
oh,
you
yeah.
can see.
We'll be talking about it when it comes up.
Yeah.
Trust me. Hadn't played in 40-something years, and not only are they playing, they're in the same region.
So it's an important game.
Yeah.
Not that it wasn't before.
Yeah,
That's
it
gonna-
could be for. It could be from what the predictions look like. Most people have tried either 2 or 3. Could be for home playoff spot.
I think with Chattooga being 1A, I think they would be very tough in 1A.
Yeah, go through that
Very.
list that y'all
With their
put out.
athletes.
The one that I shared earlier, y'all had recorded, I guess, the other day. You kind of ranked the players. Go through that list again and share with them the Trine and Dade County, and because
Oh, you talk about the teams, how we actually
Yeah.
come up with.
how
The majority of the people had.
Darlington was
Darlington was the unanimous number 1.
Yeah.
4 of the 6, I believe, had Trine at 2. 1 had Pepperell at 2.
Now, Pepperell's 1A?
Yeah, and the same region. Yeah, same region.
Yeah, I can see that with the quarterback and that. I mean, the running back's great.
you got a Waddle kid out there. It's a senior.
And then,
Jack, what
you got other teams like you got Armurchie, you got Coosa, you got Dade County. Coach posted over at Dade County. You can't leave them out. I mean, they're going.
Well,
That guy, he gets he gets every bit out of that team, and he's probably one of my favorite coaches to talk with, chat with, because he's 100% honest with you. Him and
Right.
Coach Peavy from Harrelson County, he's been on the show as well. So
well, I'm going to go on and tell you, and y'all better get ready for it. Our Murchie's going to be pretty good.
Armurchie's going to be good. I hear good things now. Lawrence lives right around the corner from Armurchie, and I guess he would be the resident Armurchie expert. He says their young crew's really
Unless
good.
some of those players left.
Yeah, he says their young crew's really good.
They are. They are. You know, we went and played them in middle school. And usually you can go by that stuff.
Yeah.
If somebody's great in middle school, more than likely, if they keep their players together, they're going to be good in varsity. And dude, it was a horrible.
They just keep hammering it out.
Oh, they threw it all over the place.
Oh.
All over the place. And I mean, deep balls, intermediate routes, just whatever they wanted to do.
Gotcha.
And I talked to the coach later in the day, and he's like, wow, well, they had Cedartown beaten. He threw an interception in the end zone. They were going in to tie Cedartown.
Yeah.
And he threw the ball in the end zone. Of course, Cedartown not only intercepts it, but he runs it back 106 yards. So,
Yeah.
I mean,
Fitting.
and the only thing that would hurt them with players being that good, I'm afraid some of them would likely move somewhere
Bigger skills.
else.
Why? Answer me this: you coach a lot of middle school football. Why do they not use the same regions as the high school?
I don't
Yeah,
know.
that is strange.
Middle school team.
I don't know.
Yeah, that's always been strange for
Oh,
Alabama. And when we just kind of, you know, JV just plays the day before usually.
they're fixing to catch a lot of heat this year.
Same
And
teams.
not for me, guys. If y'all are watching this, I'm not the one complaining, but they've scheduled every game on a Wednesday. I'm already getting texts about it.
On Wednesday. All middle school games are going to be on Wednesday.
All middle school games.
They've always avoided that because of church is on Wednesday night.
Yeah.
I mean, I've already had at least one person text me and goes, that's just not good at all.
Yeah.
And I don't know. There's a lot of
Whether they play it
stuff.
on Monday or Tuesday or any day.
Around
See,
here we did on
Tuesday.
We play Tuesday night.
Tuesday's the best night to play because,
Junior high.
look, if you're involved in middle school coaching, you play on Tuesday, you do offense and defense Wednesday and Thursday, and then you don't do nothing on Friday because the varsity plays, and then you do your walkthrough on Monday.
Yeah.
It's a perfect schedule.
Yeah.
And why they win them, I don't know. I don't have no idea, but they're going to catch a lot of heat over there.
Well, that's GHSAA. I mean, they're the ones that.
Well, no, it's actually governed.
Oh, they don't.
Smaller. Yeah.
It's governed by a smaller. They're within there
Oh,
because that one year we were undefeated and we had a player with COVID and we had to forfeit the championship game, and they were like, "Okay, the other team wins."
they can't do that.
So people called GHSA and going, "They can't do this," and it's like, "We don't have nothing to do with it. They can do whatever they want."
See, I don't understand why they didn't just wait 10 days, 2 weeks, whatever.
Well, they tried, but they wouldn't do it.
And the team
Of course they would.
the
Yeah.
team that they give it to, they'd already beaten in the year like
Bad.
30-0.
I've seen that
So
story.
what? I'm not sorry. I'm not from over there, or don't. But that just don't. I just ain't good fishing to me. Somebody's got a bad worm on the line. Does that make any sense?
Well, I mean, it's the same with high school sports and middle school. I don't know. Just sometimes those committees or they just do weird things.
Yeah.
I just don't know where they're coming from sometimes. Do you see that go on a lot in high school too? You're sitting there like scratching your head going, what are
Sometimes.
you doing?
Yeah, it's interesting to see the GHSA. They caught a lot of flack this past year just because of the way the reclass set up, and you got teams. I'll use Gordon Lee as an example. Single A school with playing in Triple A because they end up with Double A. End up with huge numbers because of the 3.0 multiplier.
Oh.
Yeah.
So it'd be like Cedar Bluff having to play Piedmont,
So I mean,
basically.
and I
Yeah.
believe they did choose to play up the classification. So basically, that's why they moved to 3A instead of 2A.
It's 3A. I mean, I'm not knocking Gordon Lee, but is 3A easier than 2A?
It might be because in 2A you got Rockmart, Fannin, North Prairie. You got some squads. And
Who's the studs in 3A? Cedartown? No, they're
no,
four. ain't they?
that'd be 4. Yeah, 3A would be your Lafayette. Those type teams.
Northwest.
I think so. It's
Changes so much, don't it?
yeah. I've got the list. I have to look at it on my phone. But anyway.
That sounds like a lot of stuff that everybody has to deal with that. And for example, Spring Garden, we brought them up earlier. Again, congrats Coach Howard on the field getting named after him. Well deserved, like Coach Howard. He's a fun guest to have on always.
Yeah.
Well, they got moved around, went back down to 1A. Well, in that region they're going to be playing, when it's home games for them, I mean, you got to think about, selling the gate. I don't, Wadley or Talladega County and stuff, I mean, for people that's watching, y'all know where that is. You're from around here. That's the kind of a travel. So, and now they're fans, Spring Garden fans, they're going to travel. But if the other teams in that region, if they don't feel competitive against Spring Garden because they're going to be, so are they going to travel? Well, they're going to bring 10 or 20 parents to the game to Spring Garden, when if they would have put them in the region with us, like it's always has been, instead of Decatur Heritage, why do we need that private school? Some just dipped out. So we're going to add Decatur and not Spring Garden, a team that's, 30, 40 minutes from here, to where I promise you Cedar Bluff is going to travel to Spring Garden. That's become a rival over the past few years because they went back and forth with region stuff when they were both.
And now Decatur Heritage is in there instead of Spring Garden.
Yeah, because they're going to travel. Spring Garden people will come to Cedar Bluff because we know each other and we play baseball, and that just don't make no sense to me. But, I called down there. I made a phone call, and they tried to have a meeting with me, but they turned me down. I'm just kidding.
He's kidding. I wish they would put, how would you choose who that person was? I wish they put a very intelligent,
general manager, somebody.
Smart.
Let me tell you who I'd put.
Practical person, and they make all the decisions.
Let me tell you who I'd put.
They don't put it to no committee or nothing.
John Holden.
Yeah.
John. He's the Friday Night Blitz Pigskin Roundup show for here. All of us, everybody knows him.
Yeah.
He would be because he's like what all of us media people kind of strive to be for high school sports around here. And he's got a place on Facebook, Alabama High School Sports, that's the name of their thing, what he's doing over there. And Coach Short, shout out to Coach Short. He usually listens to our podcast. Him and another crew, they're making a bigger crew. I think he would be the guy. Logical, neutral, has covered high school football in this state for 30 years to me. So
yeah, he'd be. Well, let me ask you something. I just don't understand them sometimes. How difficult is it to implement some kind of rule that tones down some of these transferring? I mean, how hard would that be?
You mean high school stuff?
Yeah. I mean, I don't think it would be difficult to make one, would it? And they will not do it.
Yeah. Well, probably worried about lawsuits.
Yeah, well, because
I figured there's got to be a reason. Yeah, like you said.
When kids move, and they're moving because of one, either financial situations, parents change jobs. We're not talking about college kids that are just moving because they want to play, which is fine. They can move and go play. They don't get a shot here. You can move one time, but that moving around, I don't like that. But for high school, you're talking about kids, 13-year-old kids, you can't really, I don't see no way to put a blanket because, mom and dad's together, they get divorced. So he's moving in with daddy. Well, because daddy lives where he does, I'm going to have to play at Rockmart. I got to leave trying. So I don't know. I'm just saying, for example. Yeah. So because it's out of their control.
Yeah. And I just happen to be the best back in Georgia.
But it's like kids at baseball. Like when I coach.
That's what happens. That's where the problems come.
Little league baseball, well, kids come late practice. Well, I ain't hollering at them. They didn't drive.
Well, no, you can't get on to that.
Their parents brought them late. So that I don't think you could.
I told somebody one day we were at middle school practice and the kid showed up late and he's late. What can you say to him? I mean, his mama's late.
Yeah.
I don't know. I would go off on a rabbit hole there. I'm sorry.
It'd be impossible. There's nothing you could really do. What about paying high school players? Because that's coming around. Since that's the topic, and we can get into some college talk then if you want to. And that's kind of a high school players could be getting paid.
Our sounds great.
Okay.
There has to be something. There has to be a line drawn
You
somewhere.
can't pay high school players. I agree with you that they're probably going to, but why do you have to pay high school players?
Yep. I don't see why you would. Now, college, you can say because of it's an institution and because coaches are making money. Oh, I'm sorry. Well, coaches, I guess too, their salary comes from the college. They're making money because you're selling Bryce Young jerseys down in the gift shops. So that money goes somewhere. And when the coaches are making $10 million a year, I mean, like it used to be, coaches wasn't making that kind of money. But now, and we know what brought it on. I was in a room the other night, in a college football room. Shout out to Big Boomer. You ever see his stuff on Twitter?
I see that.
He has a room like every night. Please join in on one of those rooms. It was good. I joined in the other night and we talked. Yeah, I mean, it does take away from the feel, the traditionalism of college football. It does for me. I'm old. I'm 45. But, man, when you got coaches knocking down 10 million, 8, 7 million, and you got kids.
In the high school, I mean, most programs are funded.
Yeah, so I don't know.
Sport, so
I could defend not paying a high school kid from saying I was making all that point to say, well, little Johnny at Rock and Shot High School, they're not selling his jerseys down the corner, and the school's not making a lot of money off of little Johnny at Rock Shot High School. You know, they're not making, it's the name, image, likeness. And what started it all in that room I was in, I brought this up, that dang NCAA football. Who's not played it? I know you've played it. I played it a lot. When it comes out, it's going to be right here, streaming live on YouTube. I'm going to be playing the crap out of that.
A few years ago, I went and bought a PS3 just so I could play an NCAA football game.
I love it. That's what started, because the players were seeing their self on a video game.
Yeah.
And they're seeing EA Sports made $6.2 million this year. And then you got guys like Tim Tebow out there, and he didn't, because he don't care. But a lot of kids are like, I mean, I struggled to even get in school. I had to sleep in my car the last few semesters of high school. And you got, you make $1 million off me alone from jersey sales. And I'm struggling. I'm going to have to pay back a huge loan. I mean, I know my scholarship's going to cover to play football, but can a guy get a cheeseburger and a milkshake?
Yeah. I mean, I understand both sides of it.
I think we just need somebody, and I brought up Saban. Golly, I got my face tore off by a Notre Dame fan. And that's all I said.
To regulate somebody to be.
I said, Nick Saban says we just need somebody to have a guideline. His words were put up some gates to just kind of keep it within, because what Texas A&M did, it's not illegal. He didn't say they broke a law. He was grabbing his boosters saying, if you want me to be number one, write me a bigger check, because I'm going to buy more. I need to buy more players. He wasn't doing a press conference with ESPN. He was doing a talking to his boosters. Of course, he's going to grab it back. He's the head coach. Did he not like finishing one? Probably not. He's kind of a perfectionist, kind of OCD. But that can be a good thing. So we need somebody. Wouldn't you agree? We need somebody.
There's got to be something that can regulate just a little bit. I mean, I know they're worried about, like I talked about earlier, they're worried about lawsuits. They're worried about this.
Right.
There's got to be some kind of.
You don't even want to know what I think he ought to do.
Yeah, Todd, his ideas were born.
No transfers, period, ever.
1957.
You cannot transfer what
The
you
way I
started.
look at it is, if a coach can
Unless it's extreme.
step out the door, then
Yeah.
the kid should have the same kind of.
And that's what started the transfer stuff. When these coaches started bouncing around,
Well,
that's when it happened. Well,
I can kind of understand that.
my coach that recruited me, well, he left.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with him. Betty Williams, like, see, I'm going to Lincoln. We're going to
I
USC.
think there's a few that went to USC.
Yeah, they got Pitt's receiver.
Yeah.
Well, okay. I mean, you can make guidelines. Okay, you cannot transfer after you let her at one college unless the coach leaves.
All right.
Or coordinator.
You can make guidelines on, like, you could try. I don't think you can cap on what a person made, because they're just going to sue you. They're just going to file a lawsuit. But the way I look at it is, you just can't keep people from moving around. It's just gonna happen.
But I also don't think you can just let people play wherever the crap they want to either.
Well, it's a free country.
No, but make it wiser decisions. I mean,
Well,
why? Okay.
I don't like it, because I want this person to go in there with 2 other 5 stars and have to battle and compete and grow up a bit,
Yeah.
But the kid doesn't want that. The kid wants to play.
Yeah. And that's the truth to it. Now, none of us three like that. But the truth to it is, they want to go where they can play. Us three,
Well, right.
we enjoy, because I've coached on a younger level, and I watch a lot of from all over. I enjoy the competitiveness. I like the tough schedules of playing 9 conference games.
If Joe Burrow stays at Ohio State, is he playing for the Bengals right
I don't know.
Yeah.
You got to be a realist at some point, though. I mean, if I'm a running back,
now?
and you and Benton are better running backs than me, why am I going to where y'all are going?
Yeah, I got you. I understand.
I mean,
Well, there's some people though that want to play against better people to see if they're really good, and two, probably the most biggest reason
yeah.
they want to play pro football.
Well, that's true, too.
But
I also heard if you're going to play pro football, you're going to play whether you're at Wake Forest or Georgia.
maybe, but not the chances are not as high if you're at a
Right.
well-known university. But that is true.
Yeah. I mean, I've heard that.
Well, that's true, and there are kids that come from wherever. Like, I mean, a kid from Pitt,
Oh, yeah, he's great. Yeah.
he's going to play pro football. But this NIL money is going to change some of that. Because now, for me, if you come in and sit down in the room and you're coming to school here in Alabama and you sign the thing, and then you go out and make a deal with the furniture store down the road, and they're going to give you $1 million to sit on their couch and do a promo spot,
Yeah.
30-second commercial.
You're going to do it.
And, all right, but when you sign that paper, you're signing to the university. So now, but that's just what they can't do this because the NIL money is not supposed to
Yeah, come from the college. So.
tie in. What I would like to say, hey, excuse me, Coach, I want to be transferring from Alabama. I don't think I'm going to go to A&M. Well, you see that contract you signed there for $1 million to get this deal? Well, that was, because you play here. So if you go out there and you can go, well, I wish y'all luck. I'm going to Coach Fisher. I'll put him on speakerphone. We'll talk. But that $1 million contract, that's going to go away now because you're going to have the chance to go out there and get another NIL deal. So if you leave, you lose your money.
You just brought something up. You just brought up a great point, and then I'll ask y'all this. Could that stop transfers?
Well, but you can't tie that
You
money.
can't.
You can't.
Okay, yeah, you can go and leave. You can go and play for Tennessee, but you ain't getting none of this.
But
man.
see, the college don't have no ties with the NIL. Well, okay, let me rephrase that. They're not supposed to because they were selling NILs. Jimbo was in living room saying, "Dang, you come over here and play at A&M.
Well,
We got you."
I don't blame him.
Well, I don't know. It's not illegal. What I'm saying is not illegal. I'm
That's
just
what
saying,
Saban said. He didn't say I'm not accusing him of cheating.
this is just what happened. Hey, Johnny, you gonna come over here and play with us at A&M? You sign here and play over here. Hey, I got some friends. I know a guy that runs an oil company out there, and they need some promotion. You go do a 30-second commercial, where's $5 million for you? Oh, really? Well, I'm going to.
Well, my thing with the NIL, when eventually I think that it's gonna kind of level out because of the fact that there's going to be half of the NIL deals are going to just fall flat on their face when the kids don't perform, and then what happens?
Yeah, that's exactly.
Nobody. I mean, but he ended up performing, but Young made one before he even started his first game.
Let's use Burton. You're a Georgia guy. We'll use Burton for example. Say if he signed a deal over at Georgia and got him, $500,000. Well, now he's over here at Alabama. Well, say if he comes into Bama and he signs another NIL deal, he gets one from Toyota dealership down there at Tuscaloosa. Well, first game he blows his knee out.
Yeah.
They're out. They're out of it.
I mean, does he still get his money? I mean, that's what.
Probably so.
And that's to your point, Benton, to say we need somebody to put some kind of just put up a structure that we can go by.
Well, here's the thing.
There's none.
Because who's going to protect the kids?
I've got no confidence in anything NCAA,
No, no,
even if there is a structure
zero.
to mandate.
No,
Really.
Nobody's
Just won't do it.
going to
they're
mandate.
lazy. They ain't going to do it, dude. They've been paying players for years.
What's so weird about this NIL? It's hurting college football, or people say it is, but it's saving college basketball because now, because of these NIL deals, these guys aren't going to the NBA.
Not one and done as much.
No, not as much.
Because you don't
They
have
can
to be
stay.
so money hungry. You can get you a little.
Right. Well, like the guy from Kentucky, well, I'm gonna get $500,000 this year. I'm gonna stay at Kentucky. I ain't going up there in the NBA.
Yeah,
I'll get that money later.
Yeah.
all good points.
So, and it may save college, which it don't matter because everybody's got to stay 3 years in football anyway.
But Benton's to the point, and it's exactly what he said. All this is going to go away, and it's going to calm down.
Yeah.
And you're not going to be able to pay $5 million. All this big money that's coming out of A&M because of all the oil money, Texas A&M, it's going to slow down. They got 2 big, huge boosters at Miami that pay out big money. That stuff's going to slow down. You're right.
I just think the transferring's ridiculous. I mean, it's just
You ain't gonna
unreal.
stop it.
These quarterback carousels, it's unreal how many Dart played at USC. Calzado was Auburn's quarterback, and he's Auburn's, and he was A&M.
And Bo's at Oregon.
Yeah.
Bo Nix, Auburn is at Oregon. A&M's quarterback was LSU's quarterback last year. I mean, that's all over the
I
place.
think I read in this this book here, guys. If you want to stay up to date,
Oh, that's good.
if you want to stay up to date on college football, if you can zoom in, if you can see that right there, it's they're kind of expensive, but I sat in here the other night and read for about 2 hours. There's all kind of stuff, and I just read a little
Yeah.
for 2 hours back here.
Do they give playoff predictions in there?
No, it's just
Just straight up.
like every team in the nation has about 3 or 4 pages. Who's coming back, key players that left, their
Every
schedule, and the players coming back is what I like to thumb through and see positions. I'm a fat guy. I like to look at linemen.
Yeah.
And if you got a team like South Carolina or these teams, they're bringing back like their whole offensive line. Well, that can make a good prediction. There again, that's how you study. And you make a good prediction by, hey, if you're bringing back your whole offensive line except your right tackle, and like 2 of them are just juniors, and they're back all again, I think you're probably going to be good.
Yeah, it don't take a rocket science.
South Carolina, Rattler are going to be behind the hand with an experienced line.
Decent run game.
We were at a game one time talking about what we knew about teams, and he was dead serious now. I'm not going to say his name. He looked at us and he goes,
How do you know?
well, how do y'all know? And I'm like, we read.
Just read.
I said, it literally takes 10 minutes
Yeah.
to figure out if a team's going to be. He was absolutely dumbfounded that we knew. He thought we were making it up. We're not making it up. It don't take much to figure it out.
South Carolina's returning a wide receiver, 2 wide receivers, left tackle, left guard, center, and right guard. So they're losing a right tackle. That's the only guy they lost. No, I'm sorry. Excuse me. He's a sophomore. Their whole line's coming back. So I missed that. I just picked that. I thought they lost one.
If
They
you
did.
got in the
He's a
teens,
sophomore. Everybody's back.
if you got in the teens on return to starters, you're probably going to be good.
Yeah, if you got 8 or 9 coming back on offense and 7, 8 on
Yeah, you got 13 above.
You know, I'm not really a Rattler fan, but I can.
I'm curious.
I'm curious to see what he's going to do, and I was interested to see that he chose to move to the SEC. I mean,
Yes. Yeah, it's good to see.
that's pretty dang gutsy.
On the 30 for 30, he was on that Netflix show, and I remember watching. I actually went back and watched some of it again last month. Because his mom and dad are both involved, really close, raised up to be a good kid. I think he wanted to come play in the SEC first, but because of where he's from and kind of out that way, I think he got drawn in there to that. Let's do. He's fixing to have to go.
Well, you got 15 minutes.
Yeah, he's got a few minutes. So
About 10 to 12.
let me throw this up here on the.
We're going to do the quarterbacks.
Yep. Okay, it's up on the screen now. Everybody can see it. I sent a picture to Benton. That's the SEC power rankings one I was looking at. Now, this is just my 4 eyes reading
I like it.
and some of my small percentage of my brain that I got left working to think, do critical thinking. I know it's surprising, young people, but there's critical thinking that's out there. Number one, I almost, I told Marcus I almost wanted to put maybe Jefferson at 1 and not put Bryce on. Me and Todd talked about it, but I knew the kickback I would have get.
Oh, my gosh.
I didn't know how to want it to define. So let me say this before. How did you want to, do I want to put this list as who I expect the most out of coming back? Or
Imagine.
who's just going to probably
Just
win
who's the
most?
best.
I think.
So if we just do it by who's the best.
Numbers
Most
wise.
skilled,
Yeah,
and all
so
their,
I stuck with that. I think that's what everybody kind of done.
Yeah.
So I did that. And 1, I got Bryce Young from Bama.
I mean, you can't go wrong with that. He won the Heisman.
He's a
that's who
Yeah.
Everybody agrees with that.
Yes, we agree with that one.
And Bryce at Bama. And let's see.
Oh, who he's throwing to.
Or,
Yeah.
Latu.
He's a junior, and Latu from Georgia. He had 19 yards per catch last year. That would be Jeremiah Burton Jr., so we got him on there. Number 2, KJ Jefferson for
I agree.
Arkansas.
I think KJ is my number 2 as well.
I agree.
Now, this kid he's throwing to, Jaden Hazelwood.
He's good.
I read up on him and found out a little bit more. He's from Arkansas. He's a 5-star out of high school. This guy should be fantastic.
Well, he got overshadowed because of Burks,
Yeah. So number 3, Hendon Hooker, Tennessee. I think everybody's kind of pumped about Mr. Hooker and what he's going to be able to do. He's going to be throwing to Cedric Tillman down there. He's a 5th-year senior overall. He's going to have 1,000 yards. He's definitely going to be a severe threat to the SEC. Any defenders and cornerbacks.
Yeah, Tillman's good. I agree with Hooker 3rd. You got Hooker 3rd?
I do have Hooker 3rd, but I'm got a big feeling that my next
I put Will Rogers is from Mississippi State, and I just put him because he broke
4th.
all of Dak's any record that was set there. Not a Coach Leach ain't. I don't know, man. He's just a strange guy.
They throw
I like the guy, and so do the NFL guys. They like the guy at Kentucky.
Levis.
Yeah, no, that's Levis is my 6, but I got Anthony.
I got Levis 6.
Richardson from Florida.
I got Rattler 4th.
On the way down here, I was listening and Mel Kiper on his early board.
No, they like Levis.
Levis going 22 overall.
Wow.
In the first round.
So you had Rogers 4th. Who'd you have 4th?
I had Levis 4th.
Okay, you got Levis 4th.
Pick.
I've got Rattler 4th.
Number 5, Anthony Richardson at Florida.
That's a good pick.
I think he's another one kind of like Rattler that I'm just I can't wait to see him play. He's going to have some guys to throw to. I'm worried about some of their defense and how Coach Napier's going to do down there. They hadn't recruited very well. There's a weird feeling down there. Number 6, I got Levis from Kentucky. He's going to be, of course, the Robinson kid is fantastic. Played, I think, at West Virginia. He was undrafted. Undrafted. He's going to be. They felt like he was going to be an undrafted guy, but coming in, seeing this year, that's Trayvon Robinson from Kentucky. I think he's probably one of the most underrated, even punt returners in the SEC. Look out for him to be breaking lots of records. 7, just to break him out of so he wasn't too far down. Stetson Bennett has to get some kind of credit. He's going to have decently. They're going to be a decent team. Georgia may lose a game this year. I don't know which one. That's my pick. Some people are picking them to be undefeated. They may stumble.
The way I look at it, I think if Georgia's undefeated when they get to the Florida game, I think that's enough time to where their defense is kind of ironed out. All the young guys.
Because they got
I just don't see anybody beating them. I just don't.
They got the recruit there. I mean, they the recruits. I mean, they got kids. Number 8, Spencer Rattler. We just talked about him out South Carolina.
I had Bennett 7. You had Bennett 7. I had Levis 6.
Yeah, Bennett at 7.
Rogers. And I think Richardson's my 8. Bennett's your 8.
I had Bennett at 9.
Rattler's my 8.
I had
Rattler's
Zach Calzada. I had Rogers, Rattler, Calzada, and then Bennett at 9. Jackson Dart being 10.
I had Max Johnson 10. I don't think I had Dart listed. Well, I mean, he hadn't played, so.
And I think he's gonna have a big year.
I'm different now. I can't put somebody in the top 10 that hadn't played a down. I just can't.
Yeah, Calzada at Auburn. I got him at 9. I wanted to put him in the top 10.
But he probably will be.
Calzada had a good year. I mean, he beat Alabama. He had played the game of his life out at A&M, right? I mean,
he had a great game that game.
Well, how good is Calzada obviously moving on, but how good is Haynes King? I mean, do we know how good he is?
The guy back up from Auburn.
Yeah,
no, the guy at A&M now.
Oh,
yeah.
So I thought Max Johnson was going to be their quarterback. LSU's quarterback.
Yeah, that's the feeling of the room. Now, that don't mean it's going to be true, because I got on the room the other night, and a girl told me for Ole Miss that Jackson Dart may not be the starter.
Yeah.
And she's on campus, like she covers news in one of these rooms, and I'm like, I'm not arguing with a girl. Some other guys are arguing with her. I'm like, guys, it'd be like arguing with me about how Cedar Bluffs is.
Yeah,
I'm here.
Do they not do that every time, though? I mean, I remember when A.J. McCarron became Alabama's quarterback.
Yeah.
He tried to tell he might not get that job. Well, I mean, I never paid a bit of attention to that.
Yeah.
I knew he was going to be Alabama's quarterback. I think everybody did. And they kind of created a competition between him and was it Philip Sims?
Yeah. Philip Sims was a good runner with the ball.
But it wasn't even close. But people created this.
Yeah. A lot of us, the coaches wanted.
And Sims wasn't bad. He went on and quarterbacked at Virginia or somewhere. Yeah.
Number 10, just
coaches do it too. Yes.
put him in the top 10. I got Jackson Dart. He'll be throwing the Jordan Watkins, guy that transferred from Louisville, big time superstar. It's going to be coming into the ACC. I think he's going to be fine. And again, I'm just going by. This girl said that he may not. Now, he had a sputtery first half of the spring game, but he settled out and played good. But the other guy, that Ayers that played at Ole Miss, he played pretty good the whole spring game. I watched him play. I also thought he did a good job. Running right out of the top 10, I got Max Johnson at A&M taking Calzada's job. I think Max will, I guess, soon be the starter.
He did well last year for LSU. I don't really know.
Yeah.
I thought he was
He left
mediocre.
because of the coach, obviously.
I thought he was mediocre at best. He's probably a solid 3-star guy.
Yeah.
He's not. He no better than Arch Manning. Don't get me started on that. Garrett Nussmeier got LSU. I think he's going to be 12. I'm just curious. We don't. What do we really know besides?
Don't know anything.
They didn't tell him who he's going to be throwing to.
Oh, Eshawn Butte.
Dude, he's going to be the best receiver in the conference. Probably under Najigba from Ohio State. So guys, write his name down.
He's number
LSU.
one.
Butte, French at Vauvois.
Yeah. No, Jigba.
Not Boucher.
Great.
Not Boucher.
No, Butte.
Boutte. So it's not Bobby Boucher.
It's a Creole name for sure.
Absolutely. And then 13 is Brady Cook from Missouri. He's going to be throwing to the
Brady Cook. Oh, that would get Brady Quinn. What?
Yeah.
Used to quarterback Notre Dame.
Notre Dame.
Tasky.
I don't know much about. I'll be honest with you. I've never known much about Missouri.
He's going to hit over 1,000 yards receiving for his career. This receiver is so Tauskie Tauska. So he's a receiver out there at Missouri. I looking through the book. Last but not least, Vandy. I mean, dude, they're probably going to win one game this year.
He may be the best quarterback in the conference. We don't know. What's his name?
Kenny Dale.
Delp.
Deals.
Oh.
I need to mention this too. Now I missed this guy. Asani Smith from A&M.
Yeah, the receiver.
Yes.
He's good.
156 SEC record for 308. And then the kid from Mississippi State, Jaden Wally, broke a single game season record for back-to-back games, having more 100-yard passing games. So that's kind of our top 14 rundown. I got to switch gears on the podcast.
I don't think we're way off on that. We may be a little, but not bad.
Thank you guys for tuning in on the podcast. We're going to switch gears and stay tuned for part 2. Thank you. Let's see.
Part 2. We're going to take a break for a second.
Yep, we can. We'll kill this off. Thank you, Ben, for
Yeah.
coming to hang out. I know he's got to go. And guys,
We enjoyed it.
tell them again where. Let me get the camera back over. Tell them again where they can find you and all they need to know. Northwest Georgia Scoreboard.
Oh, right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can find me at Birge, at Birge on Twitter. Also at Northwest Georgia Football. And like I said, on Friday nights, we'll be on as soon as we get to our computers after the game. So if we're on the road, it might be 11:15, but we'll be on. You can always watch us on YouTube, Northwest Georgia Football.
Yeah. I've been over there watching them a little bit more here lately. So I'm telling you guys, and I'm not just saying this because he's here. If y'all know me by now, you've been following this page. If something's not true, Dean knows me all my life.
He's not a liar.
I just wouldn't say nothing. If you want to know what's going on in pretty much most of Georgia, but for sure North,
Yeah.
guys, go find their page, go over to YouTube, and just subscribe to their channel and hit the notification bell. That way, when they're on, it'll bring up to show you that that they're on. Because things are fixing to kick off over there. Some coaches talking about going to some camps. Ben's talking about a padded camp
Padded
stuff. They're gonna
camp.
start
Padded
doing
camps.
They just started that last year, right?
padded camp.
I don't even know. I mean, I'm not saying it should be illegal, but I didn't think that was illegal ever.
Yeah, I think in the rule book they added
can.
girdles and everything. You just can't no knee pads, so you ain't going to
Wow.
Okay. We'll let him. He's got to go to work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's literally got to go to work.
I gotta go pay some
We're
bills.
gonna-
Yeah, he's got to go pay bills. Yeah, we're going to take a break, and we'll be right back in just a second. Thank you.
All right.
All right, we're back live here, guys. What's going on? Go back to the camera. There we are. Let's see what the Dean cam looks like. Okie dokie. All right, now podcast. All right, Spotify and Apple World. We're glad y'all come back. We had a good time with Benton, and YouTube and Facebook people. We're glad you hung around. We walked him out, and he's headed to work.
Yeah.
Dang, he got to go try to make a pay the
Thank
bills.
God that we're not. But, people got to do what they got to do.
That's true.
I didn't like third, did you?
Yeah,
You did?
yeah. When I was younger, I could do it.
Yeah.
because I was off. It gave me most of the day to be off at 2. During that time, I was young, and those shifts you work like 3 and you're off 2, and work 2 and you're off 3, so
Not that bad, is it?
it gives you some time off.
Work 3 off 2. Well, I know I didn't like the working 4 off 3.
Yeah, that's a little bit.
Yeah, and then 3 off 4. But now I know they've gone to the, what'd you say, 3-2, 2-3.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a little bit better. 4 straight days of third shift in 12 hours is pretty tough. Which in Inland, they work 7 days straight on third shift.
You can't cover you. They can't hear you. When
Sorry. 7 days straight at Inland. That's a bad habit. I gotta get over it.
Yeah, that's a hard schedule. And those guys work swing shift like Matt does. Work first, and you on second.
They may not be on that anymore, but last I heard they were. It was like 7 on, then 3 off, then 7 on, 2 off, 7 on, 1 off. Yeah. And you just had to turn around and work a different shift every time. Probably ain't for a
God bless the guys that have to do that. Have to do something to take care of your families. Well, guys, we went through our list. I'll flash it back up there. It's just a rough guesstimate, kind of what I was thinking. So it's always up for argument.
Oh yeah.
It's up for argument.
I think we got the top 5 right for sure.
We all kind of agree. We're all gonna swap maybe 10 for 8, but nobody's swapping number 2 for 14.
No. There wasn't any drastic changes.
No.
I think I put my 6 at 4. That was, that's not, or your 6 at 4. So
Yeah, no, ain't nothing wrong with that.
But no 14s to 1s, right?
No.
Or 1s to 14.
We
We had discussed putting Young at 8 just to see what the people would say, but I don't think nobody would have bought it, do you?
No, they wouldn't nobody believe that.
You got to put him 1. Dang, you won the Heisman there.
Yeah, he has to be number 1, and of course we like Jefferson.
I like Jefferson.
I'm excited to see him play this year. I can't wait to see how that goes. It's gonna be
I like Jefferson a lot.
good times. Now we're still not done. Let's see right here. Let me hit this right here. Yep. Let me remind everybody at Big Matt 1977 over on Twitter. Primetime Sports Network, covering SEC over there. So things that we're doing and things that we're going to be talking about, we'll be breaking it down over there. So you can go over there and subscribe, and we'll be putting up some videos, and I'll have sharing a lot of news over there about what's going on in the SEC for the week. So. Hey, what else we got to do, man? We got plenty of stuff to do.
Yeah. Well, we're going to talk about the Sand Rock.
Yeah. Break down the Wildcats. We'll do. All right, let me put that on Dean's list. Summer of greats everybody's looking at. Now, I put 85, 89, and 98.
I messed up on that.
That's going to be.
That's the year they graduated.
Yeah.
It's actually the 85, 88, and 97 teams.
Yeah. So the kids, it's the graduating classes of 98, 89, 85.
Yeah. Well, now 88 I was right on the 85 football season.
Okay.
But
let me see which ones. And we can go right here. We can go 85. What year?
85, 88, and 97.
88 and 97. I can just fix it right on the fly. What about that?
Right. Yeah, that's just a mistake. I was
Graduating classes. So,
graduating class of 89. And yeah, I just said team. All right, as we all know, Sandrock's got a pretty storied history, but in the late 60s, and this is just from talking to people from Sandrock, that times got pretty hard there. They didn't have much of a program there. And then they hired Brian Knapp's grandfather, Roy, in the late 60s, and he kind of built that thing back up. And he retired, I think, in 76. So, we all know about that. Roy Knapp, and then Brian coaches at Gillsville now. And so he quit in about 76, and they were still decent. But then Russell Jackaway came in 83, and that's really when things turned around, except the first year. Now, he went 0-10 the first year. But in 84, they went 8-3, had everybody back, and the 85 team's the first one we'll discuss. They won it. Okay, they went 15-0. Guess who their closest game of the year was? You know it, don't you?
Cedar Bluff.
Cedar Bluff.
Oh, tough. Tough. Give them a tough game.
All right, I got the scores right here. All right, somewhere. Wait just a second. Okay, they beat Cedar Bluff 7-6. They beat Cedar Bluff twice that year, 7-6 and 21-7 the second round. They beat Repton in the state championship. Man, they gave up 47 points that year. They gave up 47 points in 15 ball games.
Wow.
All right, so they beat Repton. That was in Rusty Jackaway's third year. Now, you want to hear some of these players on this team?
Hit it, man. Hit it.
All right, Lance Mackey was the quarterback. 1,900 yards of offense. 4 interceptions on defense. Pretty good season. He was the state 1A player of the year. Dwayne Boyd was a fullback. 400 yards rushing, 172 tackles. Pretty good, isn't it?
Yeah, I'd say so.
Tailback Jim Tom Stimson, 1,200 yards rushing.
Jim Tom.
Jim Tom
So,
well. Also had Mark Parker, who was a lineman and a linebacker, 133 tackles. Ricky Schneider was an all-state lineman. Chris St. Clair was an all-state lineman. Other guys that started on the team, Dwayne Hurd, 6 interceptions. Jeff Whaley, 6 interceptions, was the leading receiver. Dan Andrews was also on that team. Artie Mackey. Did I say Dwayne Hurd? Did I say Dwayne Hurd?
yeah.
6 interceptions. All right, and that's the 19th.
Okay. Well,
What's wrong?
yes. Hello? Go ahead.
So that's the 85 team pretty much. State champions, beat Repton in the state finals. Went 15-0. Rusty Jackaway was named the 1A coach of the year. Lance Mackey was named the 1A player of the year. All right,
Wait.
Huh?
And what team? What year was that?
That was 85.
Okay.
All right, moving on to the 88 team, also coached by Rusty Jackaway. Some people call him Russell. We call him Rusty. Went 10-2, lost in the third round of the playoffs, 14-7 to Maplesville. We know a lot of good things about Maplesville, don't we?
Yes.
And the only other game they lost in the year was to New Site, 6-0. Less than a touchdown. Toby Clanton was the quarterback. Over 2,000 yards passing and rushing. Scott Stimson was on that team. We know Scott, don't we? Jim Tom's brother. You know Scott worked for the power company.
Maybe. If I seen him, I know.
Okay.
I know him.
Bert St. Clair was on that team. Keith Chamley, they were the leading receivers. Chris Bell was the running back. Jason Chambers. Tommy Rowe was an all-state lineman. They also had a guy named Mark Wallace. Larry Wright was also on that team, but Toby Clanton was the leader of that team as far as his stats, over 2,000 yards passing and rushing. Sean Giles played on the team the year before him. They went to the third round the year before that, too. And, they actually lost to they lost to Maples for that year. Guess who beat them in 88? I'll give you one guess. They went 11-10-2. They lost in the third round.
Oh, Cortland. Yeah, they were always running amok on everybody.
35-7. So they went 11-1 in regular 1A play. Then they had to play Cortland, and you know what happened, which they did that to everybody, did they not?
Yeah, that's just kind of the consensus of what happened.
But the all-state players on that team were Tommy Rowe, lineman, and Toby Clanton. Chris Battles also started on that team. And the running backs were Chris Bell and Jason Chambers, not the one from Cornwall.
Yeah.
He played for Cedar Bluff. All right, and that's the 88 team. And the 98 team, 97 team went to the state championship. They finished 12-2. They lost to Laverne in the state championship. The only other loss that year was to Cedar Bluff, the first game of the year, 28-21. That's when Tyrone played. They were led by Lucas McMicken, 2,100 yards passing as a sophomore. Pretty good stats, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so.
Running backs were Ty and Tad Abernathy.
I know them. Yep.
Receivers, Eric Blank, Jesse Caminiti. They had a guy named Shane King, All-State on the line, and they also had a guy named John Foster that was All-State. So they went to the state championship. It was Rusty's second state championship game, and they lost to Laverne, who was very loaded that year.
Laverne's always kind of got somebody kicking around.
Yeah. They lost bad, but still getting there. They had the miracle in Millport. I don't know if you know that story. Have you ever heard that story?
No.
Okay. There was a running back, and you're going to love this story, named Tim Harton that played for South Lamar. Okay, and he ran for 170 yards in the first half on 10 carries. They're up 28-7. He gets hurt on the first play of the second half. Sandrock comes back and wins 34-28. They call it the miracle in Millport.
Yeah.
So that was in the third round. Then they beat Springville in the fourth round, who was coached by Trip Curry. And then they had to go play Laverne in the state championship, and they lost that ball game. But still, what a great job getting there. Finished 12-2. Only lost his to state champions and Cedar Bluff, the first game of the year.
Oh, tough. That would be our old buddy.
97. And that team was also coached by Rusty Jackaway. All state players on that team were was Lucas McMicken, John Foster, Shane King, and Tad Abernathy.
Yeah, Ty and Tad, we know them very well. I see Ty, I see him out in town. I see him the other day.
He had 1,200 yards.
Yeah, they were athletes.
Yeah, they were.
I
didn't know Ty. I knew Tad. I knew Tad.
Yeah, I know Ty a little better. Well, I know him from welding class.
But the Blanks, I know him. I know Eric Blanks. And Jesse Caminiti was a good receiver on those teams. Then the next year they came back and went to the second round again, but had to play Clay County. And then the next year, Lucas took them to the third round, and they had to play Lionel. So they run into some buzzsaws deep in the playoffs. But I think in Lucas's 3 years as a quarterback, they went 30-8 or something like that, which is pretty good. They were 6,000 yards.
6,000 yards. I remember they didn't throw the ball back in the day.
2,100 yards in 14 games. That's 150 a game. As a sophomore, that was his best season as far as yardage.
Who was he throwing to those years?
Eric Blanks and Jesse Caminiti, mostly. Which Eric Blanks is married to Clark Holmes. Yeah.
I don't know what you're talking about.
He's married to Brittany Combs.
Okay.
I don't think that's Clark's daughter. But, it may be. I don't know.
No.
I I thought
His kids is Nick and then the
I
younger.
thought he had an older one named Brittany.
I don't. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, she's married to Eric. Brittany Blank.
I think so.
Yeah. So,
Yeah. Anyway.
yeah. So that's Sandrock 85, 88, 97. Hearing some names there we hadn't heard in a while.
Yeah,
Toby Clanton, Lance Mackey, Jim Thomas Simpson.
Yeah, all good people too. We kind of we see them out and sometimes see them around at games or something, So that's Sandrock Wildcats Summer of Greats on the Dean's List.
We got one more. We got one more group to do.
Yep.
It'll be next week.
Yep.
Spring Garden.
Yeah, we'll cover Spring Garden and probably be some stuff from maybe about Coach Welsh, how he kind of built things to be to kind of start a team, just to play football in general, and because and then the success that they've had has been here of recent, and then they've had a few years back in the early 2000s.
Yeah, I had some good teams.
And but these are recent since past 5 to 8 years. The best teams they've ever had.
Freshman year, they were real good. They didn't make the playoffs. I think Valley Head beat them right at the end of the game or something. Okay. Somebody beat them at the end of the game. They beat Cedar Bluff pretty bad that year.
Okay.
And had a good team, but they didn't. Only the top two went. So Sandrock went. Of course, they were led by Toby Clanton. That was the 87 team. And I think Spring Garden finished third. But only the top two went.
Yeah.
But we'll get more into that. I'll probably highlight that team.
Okay. That's more you Summer of Greats from Diamond Dean. And I know a lot of the local guys, they appreciate that and kind of getting recognized. And, they think they are forgotten, but the historical aspects of things that we do, we like to add that. We do a little 20-minute spot for those guys, and we did an interview for Coach Knapp. Went over and got to talk to him and see his kingdom of pile of stuff that Buddy's got over there.
Oh, man.
The history of.
Yeah, they've got a lot. I mean, you want to find anything about Roy now. Sandrock, obviously Roy got the program back going, and obviously Rusty just hit great, hit the highest mountain with the program. And but anything you want to read on Roy, you just go over to Buddy Knapp.
Yeah, there's no doubt. Georgia.
Fascinating.
Georgia football.
Yeah. It's pretty fascinating.
Whatever you could think of, it could be anything. Have we had any more other kind of breaking news or anything you've run across while we've been on for college, anything? Let me see here. We have
come up big. Let me go check on one thing here.
I
don't know if anybody cares, but the British Open was today, which is a major, and Roy McIlroy was winning, but he ended up losing. Cameron Smith from Australia. He said he was the second guy to have a mullet to win the British Open.
I'll share this. This will give us something to round up the show with, and everybody can get out of here.
After you.
Let's kick this idea around, Dane. What do you think about this Big 12 2022 predictions? Shout out Jacob Davis at Twitter. Who's you got on there?
Got Baylor winning it.
Huh?
State, which I agree with. Iowa State, which I don't agree with. Oklahoma, Texas, 4 and 5. Kansas State, West Virginia, TCU, Texas, Kansas, Texas Tech, Kansas. I don't agree with 1 or 3, which would be Baylor and Iowa State. I'm going to go on and put Oklahoma State winning and Oklahoma, Texas, then Baylor 4th, Iowa State 5th. I agree with 6 to 10.
Let's see here.
What do you think?
2022 Big 12 predictions. Baylor, Oklahoma State, Iowa State, Oklahoma, Texas at 5. Texas Tech, Kansas. Yeah, that. Oklahoma State. I'd probably. Yeah. I'd probably have Oklahoma State 1, Oklahoma 2,
Yeah.
Iowa State 3, or Iowa State or Baylor could be 3 or 4.
Baylor 3, Texas 4.
3 or 4 Texas. I probably just because they got a new coach, they got Sark and I'll say
Texas 4. I got Iowa State 5th. I don't really agree with that. I don't agree. I mean, we'll look more into it.
5 through 10. I can go along with that, but I would swap probably 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. So
Let's see.
Yeah.
Texas finished 4th.
I don't know about Baylor. Maybe they know something. Coach was Art Briles out there, or
I don't know. Yes.
so. Shout out Jacob Davis. We're talking about you right now. I reshared it on the Twitter page at Big Matt 1977. Go over there for Primetime Sports Network. We'll be covering more and more stuff for the SEC. So,
I got some updates here to read that are kind of interesting. If you want me to go over them right quick. Tank Bigsby lands in the USA Today top 10 SEC players, which that's not a shock.
Tank Bigsby. Oh, yeah, thanks.
Charles Barkley wishes some Auburn fans should be slapped. I don't know. It's about, we'll get into that.
No one knows what Charles is going to say, man.
That's as far as, that's pretty much it on the big news.
Now, as Benton was going out, he was kind of curious about our top 4. Here's some names to throw around from college football dugout: Alabama, Ohio State, Clemson, Georgia. I gave the edge to Clemson, Ohio State over Georgia because they have more conference titles. So, I guess if we're I ain't picking a national championship game today. We know who the consensus is and who we feel like would be those guys for sure. Definitely would be Alabama's favored big time to cover that a lot.
Yes, they are.
Anderson, I mean,
Yeah.
this defensive pass rushing people, guys, Alabama's going to have a good defense. They bring back most other guys for corners, safeties. You got a Heisman guy coming back. You did lose some receivers, but, I mean, this new young team of, and even the defense like Moore and all those guys. And
Hey, I mean, you got 3 DBs returning, a couple linebackers.
we like Latu on tight
The
end.
2, yeah. And I think the receivers will work out. Burton and Harrell and Brooks, I think they'll be fine.
Yeah.
Running backs are loaded. I mean, with Gibbs, McClellan, Roydell Williams.
Yeah.
Of course, Trey Sanders. We just can't leave him out.
Yeah. That's a good point. He's dealt with some injuries for a while, so I'm curious to see kind of how he decides to get back in it.
I really don't know which one. I think, if the season started tomorrow, Gibbs would be the featured back.
I think so.
But that might not last, guys. We don't know. Of course, Ohio State's got the best receiver in the country, the second best quarterback, top 5 running back, Henderson. I don't know what they've got coming back on defense.
Yeah,
Looked into that.
Master Teague has.
I think
Did he leave, or-
I think he may be gone, but then Henderson's back. Then you've got, of course, Georgia's loaded on offense. They lost a lot on defense.
Yeah.
A lot.
That's why I'm saying, man, I've looked their schedule, and I know it's not popular by the Georgia fans, and that's okay.
Mm-hmm.
But we were right last year. We picked Georgia to play Oklahoma in a title game in Georgia because we thought Georgia would win the conference. They beat Bama, and Bama would be down because all the talent they lost. And their offensive line woes were just as elevated as we thought they would be.
Yeah.
So,
They actually did a little better than I thought.
yeah, Ohio State, Bama, the normal teams that you see kicking around, and the SEC champ is going to be in the top 4.
Yeah, I think Georgia could, I think they'll be good again.
Yeah.
But I don't see, with them losing the firepower they did, being as good. I'm sorry, I just don't.
Yeah.
I think Clemson will be pretty good, or they're supposed to be.
To be able to stop teams,
Utah's
it's going
supposed
to be good. Yeah. Now, Gator fans, don't cut my head off, and we'll get off here after this. Don't be surprised if Utah rolls into town, because I read this little. You got that book that I just showed you? I'll get it up here again.
The best book you ever got. Athlon.
Yep, Athlon Sports. Up there where you can see it, Athlon Sports. People on podcasts, it's got Who's this on the front? It's got Bryce Young on the front, Athlon Sports, it's college football, it's the SEC rating, historic hires, and that kind of stuff. It's about a 3,000 page book. It's got several pages on every team.
All 131.
All of them. So I read about Utah there. Guys, they're going to be dangerous. So they're going to go down the swamp. So
See, the difference in this and Lindy's just focuses on the SEC. This focuses on
everybody
in the country. We got an article right here. It got just as much press as Miami. We got Kansas State right here, just as much, many words.
Yeah, they're all equal.
Yes. Nebraska.
I read about Nebraska. I read about BYU.
Yeah.
They lost a bunch, but that Utah team, guys, don't be surprised. They've been right up in there about Toledo.
Yeah, I mean, it's just as long as Alabama.
Yep.
So they don't call nobody and don't cut short nobody.
So y'all want some insight? This is where we get a lot of our news. We read and then we'll evaluate and we put together what looks good, who's coming back, how they performed last year. You take all that data and you squash it inside my little brain, and that's what we do. Just to have an educated guess. And we're usually pretty
close.
Yeah, we picked the title game score. Bama not winning. We had the score about right too. We sat here and broke it down quarter by quarter.
We said Georgia would come on late. Be a good game for a while. And it was.
Yeah,
it was. It was a good game the whole way through. Yeah. All
right. We'll cut it loose here and we'll go over and check out old Josh Pate and see what he's talking about over there. 24/7 Sports. He does a good job. He covers everything.
The best.
Every day he has video.
He knows more about it than anybody I can imagine.
No, I don't know.
I mean, even that includes ESPN's crew, who's very knowledgeable.
Yeah, but they get into other stuff. Jake Crane Company, shout out to them. Gosh, I've been over there and learned a lot of stuff. Those guys are, the old J-Boy show. There's some good people out here put out good podcasts, and we're striving to maybe be that one day. And I appreciate Jake for, just to communicate with me, and that's kind of big. Just to say, hey, maybe I come on one day and shoot the breeze with y'all. We get him on here, and that'd be great. So anyway, we're going to tear off here and go over and check them out, guys. And I'm going to try to get out to some schools this week, go visit around, go kick the bushes down a little bit more. We've kind of took a little break after the media days. We always let the fire die down and let the coaches go on vacation. The kids kind of come back and go, and things are to be getting set. We're just a month out, 3 weeks out.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, let's start next week.
Yep.
Start practice.
Tomorrow or the next month.
Next month.
So I'll probably be around this week. May go by and take a few pictures, so y'all be looking for that on the page. We had a good time tonight. Benton Birge, come on, go back and listen or watch. Plenty of Georgia football. We had some players we broke down, talked about some independents, at least talked about some schools and teams him and Dean like they've been covering and know more about it than I do.
Yeah, that's a lot. Hard to keep up with them Georgia teams. Believe it or not, they don't. That's a good thing they're doing because it's hard to find out a lot about Georgia schools.
Yeah, it is. What they do is
just it's not as advertised. I don't know why.
Yeah, who else around here covers? For what we do for college football, nobody. Now for high school sports, nobody. The local people come out during the season. You see them during the season, but like year long through the summer and doing it relentlessly every week, we're out doing stuff. We cover it year to year. We don't have.
We pretty much know who's coming back.
We don't have off seasons. We're not off as a cover of the county. We're always at workouts and getting to know the kids better and that kind of stuff. And that's what they do over there. Benton and the guys at Northwest Georgia Scoreboard and the FYN, you can go find them on their Facebook over there. Just go over there on YouTube. Just type it in, Northwest Georgia football. Plenty of coverage.
Right. Plenty of stuff.
Yeah, there's just not a lot of that. You think there would be. When we got into this, we thought, man, we'll have a big market of people push back against us. There's not.
Not a lot.
Bo, average Joe's, they kill it. They are all over the place. They've been at Supreme Courts covering basketball. They've got more volleyball coverage than anybody. If you want to know volleyball, head over there. They cover that as well. Better than anybody I know. And,
Oh, definitely.
and the basketball stuff, everything that's going on, these summer leagues and stuff's going on. And then when high school kicks off, trust me, Brick Boy, Reggie, Josh, they're going to be all around deeply involved in Etowah County, but they'll be around over here some too. You know,
Yeah.
even
Yeah, they would.
up in other areas. I mean, they go down toward Birmingham, big games, and
And we should be at a game every week
yep, I got our schedule.
covering it because it goes. I mean, and a lot of them I'll be announcing or maybe possibly
Yeah, Cedar Bluff.
fighting for the, Scott.
Yep, yeah. So that's kind of how that's going to go, and if he's got a Cedar Bluffs home game, of course he'll be announcing.
But still, you're there, so you can talk in.
Yeah, he can do that while he's there, and I'm going to come still because I still want to see our school play, and I think I've got me at one. I try to go to everybody twice. That's what I try to do, and I try to throw an off week in there where we can catch a Fife and Geraldine or something out of county or Piedmont and Fife. They're going to have like a scrimmage. We're going to try to make that. I think it's the same night as Siren Gardens Jamboree. It's going to have Hanley and Etowah, and oh Lord, we got to be there. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
At least for a little while. I don't know what time they're going to start. Probably.
Yeah, I may have to go to two places.
Yes, I go to Spring Garden and run on down the road to Piedmont, and then Center and Trine. They'll play that evening. So like not this. Let's see, be a month from this week.
Wednesday?
Yeah,
No, Tuesday.
yeah, 2 days.
July 19th.
Yeah,
We'll be
here we are.
kicking off and playing for real.
Yep, here we are, guys. So thank you guys for tuning in, and we enjoyed Benton. Hope you enjoyed our QB list there. Throw it up there. You can look at it again. You can pause it and go back and look and tell me I'm crazy. And we all kind of agreed we may have number 11 at 9 or may have number 8 at 6, but we're all pretty close on it. And let's don't forget Dean's Summer of Great Sandrock Wildcats 85, 88, and 97. And next week we'll be bringing it right on back here to the Matt and Todd Show. Guys, we appreciate it. Y'all keep your heads clear and your hearts full of God. We appreciate you and we love you. Spotify people, we are out. Catch you guys through the week. All right, we are out.